Greeting geeks and nerds, I'm Mike Universe and I'm Mike Nerdy. And I know that I promised that this would be a double review, but I'm gonna be sincerely and honest with you guys that there is so much that I want to do before I start doing the Christmas theme reviews that I'm just going to ignore doing a double review of both of these movies, and I'm just gonna go quickly over what happened in basically the first movie before this one, because technically this movie is a sequel. But aside from that, I just kind of don't have the energy in me to do a double review. But if you guys are a fan of this channel and you guys have seen me do and talk about things, then you would probably know that during my birthday I picked up Superman Batman Apocalypse. And a while back ago, I did try to do a review of this movie, and then that video got copyrighted. So here we are again to try this because, as I said, that I want November to be a no copyright November. But let's try to do this thing right. So let's try to do this again with Superman Batman Apocalypse, and I'm gonna give you guys my overview, retrospective, and everything else of Superman Batman Apocalypse. So welcome to my review of Superman Batman Apocalypse, and I'm just gonna let people know this right now that there might be some spoilers in case for people that actually have not seen this movie yet. So you have been warned that there are spoilers coming ahead in this review, but I'll try to keep it spoiler free as best as I can, but I make no promises, so again, this is your last time, spoilers. Batman and Superman were an adventure series that was written by Jeff Loeb, but had different writers and artists upon the series. From what I can understand, the Batman Superman run, or Superman Batman run, was actually pretty much good, as it was kind of going back to the world's finest comics where Superman and Batman plus Robin would all team up and basically go on various adventures together. So it was nice to bring back, technically, the original dynamic duo into the scene. But these animated movies are basically a treasure to behold. But one of these movies is a lot better than the other, and the other one does not belong at all. So before we get into the sequel, and yes, this is the sequel of this, real quick, why don't we go back into Batman Superman or Superman Batman Public Enemies and see just what happened, and I'm gonna try to quickly go over what happened in Superman Batman Public Enemies, so then we can go on to talking about this piece of shit. Yeah. Go and watch this movie. Don't watch this one. Go and watch this one. Stay the fuck away from this one. But just wait for my review of it so I can give you guys my opinion. But for right now, let's quickly glance over Superman Batman Public. The world suddenly turns to hell in a handbasket, and unfortunately, the entire world is falling down the drain with it. The stock market is crashing, people are going into dormitory, that type of thing. That is until Lex fucking Luthor is elected president. Yes, seriously. But he demands that superhero to be outlawed. And if superhero don't step down, he has his own attack force of Captain Atom, Black Adam, Power Girl, Katana, and a new superhero created for this comic called Major Force. Eventually, President Luthor puts out a hit upon Superman and Batman, telling people that he will offer them $1 million in cash if they can take down the dynamic duo. Superman Batman Public Enemies is one of my favorite DC animated movies, and you have to see it yourself in order to really fully enjoy it for what it's worth, in all truthfulness. And if you want to know why Superman is still one of my all-time favorite superheroes, you need to watch this movie. Tim Daly performed my favorite Superman ever. An animated superhero movie where superheroes are outlawed, yet superheroes still do the thing that they're supposed to do because they know it's their duty and gratification and everything. There is a movie I can think of off the top of my head, but I can't think of what one. You know, it was by Disney and Pixar. It's a reference to the Fantastic Four. It's an homage to the Fantastic Four. There is just a certain movie I can think of, but it just, I don't know. It's about a family. Yeah, you know, I got nothing. I can't think of anything. And also, a rich son of a bitch douchebag becoming a president isn't a thing that can happen in this world. And people are stupid enough to vote for him again. Because you didn't learn your lesson the first time. See everything that happened in that film, what I was talking about, the war, the plague, and people going into bankruptcy and whatnot, and people living in slum houses. That could happen again. Do you want that? Do you? Do you? Do you really want to see this happen? But enough of the politics thing. And yes, I know that this came after the Incredibles, but I couldn't help but think of the Incredibles the entire time I was watching this movie when I first bought it, like years ago. I'm like, oh my god, this is almost the Incredibles. Maybe the Incredibles borrowed from Jeff Loeb, or maybe Jeff Loeb borrowed from the Incredibles. I have no idea. But you see how the gorgeous artwork by Ed McGuinness really does stand out and kind of pop in that movie? Yeah. Time to review this piece of shit. But we cut to a world that is eventually taken down. I mean, after President Luthor had been made president, and well, the whole entire world goes to hell in a handbasket really damn quickly. But this is when an alien spacecraft crashes into the Gotham Bay, which holds, of course, Superman's cousin, Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl. I'm gonna be real with you guys, just like I said in my Flash review, I love Supergirl. Like, to pieces. And Supergirl in the Flash movie was really damn good. The actress that did her did a tremendous job at it. But here, I think that the voice actress was mischosen for Supergirl, because I was thinking of like somebody like, okay, like maybe Tara Strong to do the voice, or maybe Melissa Joan Hart to do the voice. And that's tragically not who they chosen. As far as I can tell, they chose Summer Glau? Is that how you pronounce her last name? Summer Glau? Summer Gray? However you pronounce it. And she's not bad, but she wouldn't be my first pick for Supergirl. It would either be like Tara or even Melissa Joan Hart, or hell, even she would do a tremendous voice as well, Great Elise. And the problem with this is that you expect me to try to believe that she's Supergirl, but she just doesn't have the voice for it. If you watch this movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's kind of like she tries her best, but I just don't feel Supergirl. Like, nothing about her screams Supergirl to me. It just sounds like a normal person. I mean, it's basically like any average person here on YouTube or TikTok or wherever have you, just doing a female doing a voice, like for like a VTuber or something. It's like, it doesn't have that same feel for it, you know. And also, did you see this? What is this animation? I mean, it's not straight up terrible, but it's not good either. I mean, it just kind of, to me, looked pretty horrendous. I mean, I get it, man. They probably were trying to capitalize on the graphic novel artwork that was done by Michael Turner, but his art style compared to Ed McGuinness, which looked cartoony, but it's supposed to be done on purpose. Like, you could see this in an animation form and it worked, and for Public Enemies, it works. But when you see the animation in this, like I said, it's not completely bad, but it is very noticeable, and the first time I watched it, I'm like, they're serious. Like, not every DC animated movie is bad or ugly, but all have different art styles, and for me, I'm like, this is really what you're going with. Okay. Like, I'd seen the trailer for it, and it did interest me, but then when I actually saw it, I guess it was, like, to me, more uglier in person. And I'm a dude that loves animation, but even I have to admit that the animation here is kind of on the ugly side. It's like, you couldn't have chosen any better animation, truthfully. And you would probably pick on Public Enemies or New Frontier. I will defend those films to the death. They are gorgeous. And the reason why they look like that is because they're honoring the artist behind it, especially Darwin Cook, who unfortunately passed away a short time after after the New Frontier, like back in like 2016 or 17 or whatever it was. Yeah. What? And it, basically, the New Frontier is an homage to him. Yeah. What is the reason here? Why did it look like a piece of shit? Cause it just does, apparently. I also have some more bad news for you guys, but let's talk a little bit more about the movie. So, the movie plot is that Kara is sent to Earth, but she has a certain reason for being there. And no, surprisingly, it's not to protect her cousin. That's usually the gist of Supergirl, that she's supposed to protect her cousin, that she's supposed to be there to save her cousin because she's older than him. But by the time that she gets to Earth, she's younger than him because he aged quicker due to his Kryptonian cells, whatever. Nope. Not the reason. Not at all. So the reason that she's sent to Earth, that Batman finds out, and he's the most paranoid superhero in the world, is that Kara is supposed to destroy the world. Oh yes. Yes. The entire movie is on the point of, hey, Kara could destroy the world, so we better do something about that. And the vast majority of this movie is Batman and Superman fighting, going, your cousin is evil, my cousin is good, your cousin is evil, my cousin is good, that whole type of bullshit. But in case you're wondering, does Apocalypse appear in this film? Oh, yes, Apocalypse does appear in this film, in case some of you are wondering or asking. And yes, even Darkseid and Granny Goodness are in it, with Granny Goodness being voiced by the iconic Ed Asner. But Darkseid is not voiced by Michael Ironside.
Showed such promise. There's been an interesting development on Earth. Bring me the girl who fell out of the sky, the one they call Kara. And this time,
this movie had one redeeming factor. One redeeming factor that it could choose for the voice of Darkseid. Michael Ironside, who people prayed to death because he is Darkseid. He just gives his all in this. And he wants to shoot Kara to be basically his, you might as well say, four horsemen and death bringer to the world. But Michael Ironside is not the voice of Darkseid. Nope. Instead, they got Andre Braugher, a voice actor who I have no idea who he is. Could have chosen the iconic Michael Ironside, but no, they went with Andre Braugher. So my response is just this.
Where babies come from.
Goodbye, childhood.
So after Superman and Batman argue continuously over your cousin is evil, my cousin is good, your cousin is evil, my cousin is good, yeah, they bring her to Themyscira, where they try to have Wonder Woman protect her with the Amazons, and then clones of Doomsday attack. Darkseid made clones of Doomsday, or Desaad did. Okay. Darkseid doesn't know, as far as to my knowledge, and anybody can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, Darkseid had no knowledge who Doomsday is, or was. The only one that knows about Doomsday is the Justice League, most of the DC Universe, and Lex Luthor, who created Doomsday out of, I forget if it was blood or hair from Superman. He was a Superman killing machine, and the title was Kryptonite to kill Superman. Doomsday, Darkseid should not have any reason to create Doomsday, nor should Desaad. He should have no reason to know that he exists. So out of cause of this, you can guess what happens, and you're absolutely right. Darkseid kidnaps Kara to use her in the female Furies. And it basically his Horsemen of the Apocalypse, because we wanted to rip off X-Men with Apocalypse having the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. But I don't know how to make this any funny. And yes, it comes completely out of left field where the movie goes, hey, here's Supergirl. Well, now she is a Horseman of Apocalypse. So, yeah, you just better enjoy it, because Darkseid's turning her to the evil side of things. And now she'll be able to bring death and destruction to the world. So, you are welcome. So Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman go to a tiny little neighborhood to have somebody help them get to Apocalypse. See this woman? See this woman in the towel? You want to know who she is? Can any of you guess who she is? Because I'll tell you who this woman is supposed to be. This is Big Barda, the wife of Mr. Miracle. Big Barda was created by Jack Kirby out of inspiration for his wife. And Big Barda is wearing a towel for sex appeal. She's supposed to be a female warrior who is giant but has a gentle tone of voice so people aren't threatened by her. Jack Kirby right now is rolling and screaming in his grave of what's going on here. So the superheroes go to Apocalypse, because that's the whole thing that they were trying to do, in order to stop, well, Doomsday, or whatever that you want to call it, from coming or happening with Supergirl. But Supergirl is like, I'm not supposed to go with you, I'm a human weapon, but Superman convinces her that she can be so much more than a human weapon. She can be a Supergirl. Well, the superheroes go to Earth, and then Superman, Darkseid, and Supergirl all face off against each other because that had to happen. With Kara being named and appointed Supergirl, where she can now become a superheroine for the world and a protector for all of mankind, and eventually join other superhero teams. This movie is amazing that it exists. While I know that they're following the plot of a comic book that I have never read, so I can't compare and contrast into what's similar, what's different, but this one just feels very bland to me, especially for a Superman-Batman movie. Like, there's hardly any fighting except for Superman and Batman, who, for some reason, they have Tim Daly and Kevin Conroy argue like a married couple. Why? And secondly, and this would probably be the best reason, is that you kind of butcher Supergirl in a way. You have her be this famous superheroine that people know love and enjoy, for people that probably haven't read the comic book or graphic novel, excuse me, only because you just feel like this is the right thing to do because you're honoring the graphic novel. And then at the end, you have a fight scene that goes on for a lot longer than it needs to, truthfully. The fight scene itself is like 15-20 minutes long between Darkseid, Superman, and Supergirl, and it's like, why? And then there's a joke at the end that Superman and Supergirl are going to repair the Kent farm. Oh, the Kents are in this. They have no line of dialogue or any reason to be in here, but they are in here. There is a moment where Batman connects with Supergirl over their parents. Can we let that trope die? I mean, come on. Do you always have to bring up for Batman, my parents are dead? No one cares. We know Batman is traumatized by this. Can't we move past this? And Supergirl, yes, unfortunately, her parents are dead because of a dying planet. You don't see Superman crying over his family all the time. I mean, Jesus Christ, he lost his parents, he lost the Kents, but he gained something good out of it. So did Batman. He eventually got Damian and the rest of the Bat family, and Superman got Jonathan, his son. But nope, let's just do that. And also, Darkseid being voiced by Andre Barger. Worst decision that they have made. I can understand that probably Michael Ironside was busy, but here's another voice actor that I know can do a great deep voice. Why didn't you get Kevin Michael Richardson? The dude would nail Darkseid in the heart. I mean, I'm pretty sure he'd do a terrific job. But, no. The animation is lackluster, the music is in some parts, and the voice cast is, of course, tremendous by having Susan Eisenberg, Kevin Conroy, and Tim Daly all starred in this. But everything else, not so much. I'm not going to give it a Funko Pop rating because I dare not to put any Funko Pop news in. There are some redeeming factors, like when Superman gives her an awe-inspiring speech about what she could mean to people. I do kind of like how she relates to Batman eventually later, but everything else just kind of drags the movie down really, really hard. And I did smile when Supergirl was finally chosen her name and destiny to be a hero for the world, but yeah. If you're gonna see a Superman Batman movie, make it be Superman Batman Public Enemies and skip over Apocalypse because it's not worth the hurt. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified every single time I make an upload. And if you want to see the stuff that I'm working on behind the scenes or anything, you can feel free to follow me at Twitter with the link in the description down below. Please go and see this beautiful movie, this one right here, and stay away from this one. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will Rage Universe. Have a new to keep you Kenan. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, do all those things if you want to support the channel. And until next time, guys, both keep you Kenan and take care.